Have you ever walked into a really sophisticated space, like a cutting-edge conference room?
Or maybe a high-end sports bar, something like that.
Exactly. Or even like a luxury smart home.
Yeah.
And you just marvel at how effortlessly the tech just works.
Totally seamless.
Yeah, seamless. One touch, lights shift, displays come alive, the audio fills the room, all without a single hiccup.
It's almost like magic, isn't it? Less like technology, more like intuition.
It really is. It feels less like pushing buttons and more like, well, just thinking something into existence.
Right.
But, underneath all that slick magic, what are the actual core bits? The components that make a control system genuinely reliable, intuitive, and robust enough for those really complex setups. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of those foundational elements. It's often the quiet orchestrator behind those impressive experiences. The WolfPad Hardwired 10 touchscreen, specifically for WolfPad TV Control Systems.
Yeah, and we're not just going to list off features.
No. We want to understand why a piece of hardware like this is engineered the way it is and what vital role it plays in, this interconnected world.
Exactly. That's our mission here. We'll be digging into the detailed product info to really get at the design philosophy. Not just what this touchscreen is, but why you'd want a dedicated hardwired interface like this one.
With all that meticulous detail.
Precisely. And what that hardwired part truly means for performance, for reliability, especially in professional AV environments. It's about understanding the engineering choices that really underpin that seamless control we were talking about.
Absolutely. So for you listening, whether you're just curious about how commercial AV works, maybe you're designing your own smart space, or you simply appreciate really meticulous product design, this deep dive should illuminate some of those often unseen decisions. The stuff that elevates a control system from just functional to genuinely exceptional. We're looking for those aha moments, right?
Yeah, how the pieces fit together.
Okay, let's unpack this thing. Let's start right at the core. Its fundamental reason for being. The WolfPad 10 hardwired touchscreen is described as an ideal user hardwired interface for controlling our WolfPad TV control systems.
Okay, so user interface is key. It's for interaction.
Right. It's not just a display, it's a purpose-built window and command center. But what jumps out immediately is that hardwired interface part.
Yes. That phrase, hardwired interface, and the notes that come with it, those are critical clues.
Like what?
Well, the product info clearly states, touchscreen only requires WolfPad controller, and also supports a separate WolfPad TV control system, not supplied.
Okay, so it doesn't work on its own.
Exactly. That tells us straight away we're dealing with a modular approach. This isn't some all-in-one tablet trying to do everything. It's a specialized input and display unit. And it relies on a separate, presumably quite powerful WolfPad controller to do the heavy lifting, the actual command processing for all those different TV systems.
So why design it that way? Why separate them?
Well, think about scalability. Imagine a huge corporate campus, or maybe a chain of restaurants. You don't want every single touch screen to be a full-blown computer trying to manage the whole network. That would be chaotic, right?
Yeah, sounds like a nightmare.
By centralizing the control logic in a dedicated controller, you gain, well, immense robustness, much easier maintenance, and the flexibility to customize each interface without, overburdening the display unit itself.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it also ensures the system can adapt. Remember that note. It says, it may need upgrades based upon your system configuration, so please call to discuss. That really emphasizes its role within a tailored, evolving system. It's not static.
And to give you a sense of its place in the market, this isn't like picking up an iPad off the shelf. It's listed at $600.
Right. That positions it as a significant dedicated component.
Yeah, that price tag definitely reinforces its specialized role. It signals this is about professional-grade, reliable command designed for long-term critical use, not just, casual browsing.
Built for purpose.
Definitely. Okay, so beyond its core function, let's talk about that immediate user experience, how it looks and feels when you walk up to it. The product info mentions an ultra-clean, modern appearance and features edge-to-edge glass with black or white surround.
Aesthetics matter in these environments.
They really do. It's not just about making it look pretty, though, is it? It's about making it inviting, intuitive to interact with. Reducing visual clutter, especially in a space where control needs to be absolutely effortless.
And if we dive into the actual display specs, you can see how that ultra-clean appearance translates into a really uncompromising visual experience.
Okay, hit me with the numbers.
All right. We're looking at a 10.1-inch diagonal screen, The resolution is 1280 by 800 WXGA. That's widescreen extended graphics array. Pretty crisp.
Decent resolution for that size.
Yeah, and it's presented in a 16:10 aspect ratio, which is quite versatile. But what's really insightful, I think, is the brightness, 400 nits. And it's got edge-lit LED with auto brightness control.
Auto brightness, that's important.
Hugely important. That's the difference between a screen being perfectly readable in a bright sunlit room or subtly dimming itself in, say, a darkened home theater or presentation room. It adapts intelligently.
Right. You don't want it blinding you in the dark.
Exactly. Add to that a sharp 950.1 contrast ratio, 24-bit color depth, that's your 16.7 million colors, and a projected capacitive touchscreen. It's capable of 5-point multi-touch, so you get those intuitive gestures like pinch to zoom.
Standard stuff for touch now, but good to see.
Yes, but crucial for usability. And here's something for environments where multiple people might need to see it clearly, like a control room or maybe a busy reception area. It has an impressive viewing angle, 80 degrees, both horizontal and vertical.
Wow, that's wide.
It means no frustrating color shifts or loss of clarity, pretty much no matter where you're standing relative to the screen.
Okay, that's a really solid display package. Powerful combination of looks and function. But here's something I found really interesting in the design.
Go on.
Alongside that slick digital interface, it also features 5 backlit soft touch capacitive buttons.
Physical buttons.
Ah, yes. Pre-labeled ones.
Right, pre-labeled for power, home, lights, up and down. And they also have auto brightness control, just like the main screen. So you have this cutting-edge digital touch surface, but then you also get these physical soft touch buttons. What's the thinking there? Why mix them?
It's actually a pretty brilliant fusion, I think. It blends the flexibility of the touchscreen with the immediate tactility of physical buttons.
Utility.
Yeah, think about walking into a completely dark room, trying to find the right spot on a smooth glass screen just to turn on the lights. That can be frustrating.
Definitely been there, fumbling around.
These physical buttons give you that instant tactile click or feedback you can feel without even looking. They offer a confident, immediate response for those really common critical functions: power, lights, basic navigation.
So quick access basics. Exactly. It ensures that even in, say, a high-stress situation, or just when you need a quick no-look action, you have reliable physical feedback. It complements the deeper configuration options you get on the digital touchscreen. It's about optimizing for both efficiency and user confidence.
That makes perfect sense, especially for reliability. Okay, now let's really dig into what hardwired means for a device like this, particularly connectivity. The product info highlights single-wire KT6 connectivity. Sounds neat, but what's the real benefit here for the user or the installer in a complex setup?
That single-wire KT6 connectivity is absolutely foundational. It's a cornerstone of reliability and, frankly, simplified deployment.
How so?
Well, let's zoom out for a second. Consider the alternatives. You could have a wireless system, right? But those can be prone to interference, dropouts, security issues, especially in busy commercial spaces packed with other signals.
True. Wi-Fi can be flaky sometimes.
Or you could have a setup needing multiple cables, maybe separate ones for data, power, control signals. That means more points of failure, more complex runs, harder troubleshooting.
More things to go wrong.
Exactly. With a single standard CC6 cable, you're transmitting both data and power reliably over a connection that's robust, well understood, and shielded. This minimizes those troubleshooting headaches, significantly cuts down installation time because the cable runs are simpler.
Just one cable to pull.
Right, and it provides that stable, consistent connection that's absolutely paramount for control systems. Every command needs to execute instantly, without fail. It's the difference between a system that always works and one that, occasionally leaves you hanging.
And speaking of power, that single wire delivering power, that's power over Ethernet, PoE or PoE plus. You mentioned installation simplicity. I can remember so many headaches trying to get power outlets installed in just the right, often awkward spot for every component. How much impact does PoE really have on deployment time or project complexity for, say, the installer?
Oh, it's transformative, seriously. For you, the installer or maybe the IT manager integrating this, PoE means dramatically simpler wiring. You often don't need a separate electrician just to run power outlets to every single touchscreen location.
That saves time and money right there.
Big time.
Yeah.
The device just draws its power directly from that network cable. Now, the specs are quite precise about the power needs, which is important.
Okay.
Normally, it requests 15 watts, which is standard PoE.
Yeah.
But if you enable features like room scheduling software and the built-in USB port, it might draw up to 18 watts.
Still manageable for most modern switches.
Usually, yes.
Yes.
But here's a key detail. Without something called LLDP, that's Link Layer Discovery Protocol, it helps devices automatically negotiate power needs. Without that, it might request a full 30 watts. And that requires what's called PoE plus class 4, specifically an 802.3 at Type 2 PoE plus PSE.
PSE being power sourcing equipment like the network switch.
Exactly. So enabling that USB port specifically requires PoE plus A. It highlights that while PoE simplifies things massively, you still need to understand the power budget and ensure your network infrastructure can deliver, especially if you want all the features enabled.
Good point. Plan your power budget. Now, that commitment to versatile installation seems to extend beyond just the wiring. The documentation lists extensive mounting options. It's clearly not just meant for one scenario.
Not at all. It's designed to integrate almost anywhere.
Where might we see this flexibility really shine?
Well, you could have it as a sleek tabletop mount, like you might see on a boardroom table or a reception desk.
That's straightforward.
The examples show that one. Yeah.
But it's also engineered for flush mounting right into standard electrical wall boxes, and it covers the major ones. 2 or 3 gang US boxes, 2 gang European Denon standard, 2 gang UK standard boxes.
So less need for custom wall cutouts in most places.
Precisely. That saves integrators a lot of hassle. Plus, it can be a lectern mount over a specific cutout, perfect for presentation spaces. And the sources also mentioned that additional wall mount, surface mount, rack mount, and tabletop options are available separately.
Wow, okay. Lots of choices.
It really covers all bases. And this adaptability, combined with a pretty shallow minimum mounting depth, just 138 inches or 35 millimeters, means it can genuinely become almost an invisible part of the architecture. It adapts to the space, rather than forcing the space to adapt to it.
Very flexible. And once it's physically in place, the configuration happens how? Is it all manual on site?
Nope. This is where modern deployment really streamlines things. Configuration is handled via web or cloud-based configuration.
Cloud setup. For the integrators and IT managers dealing with these, what does that actually mean in practice? What's the benefit?
It's a huge advantage, especially for larger scale deployments. Cloud-based config means you can potentially set up and manage devices across multiple locations much more easily. Think about rolling out firmware updates. You can push them remotely.
Instead of visiting every single screen.
Exactly. And remote troubleshooting becomes feasible too. All of this significantly cuts down on operational cost and potential downtime. Imagine managing, say, dozens of these screens across different buildings, maybe even different cities, being able to configure and maintain them from a central dashboard. That's indispensable.
Frees up a lot of resources, I bet, and ensures consistency.
Absolutely. Consistent performance across the entire installation.
Okay, so a great UI needs solid guts behind it. Let's peel back another layer and look at the communication and processing power that makes this thing tick. What's under the hood?
Right. It's actually quite impressive for what's essentially a dedicated interface. The Ethernet connection runs at 100 megabits per second, which is plenty for control data and even the streaming it supports. And it supports a really comprehensive suite of network protocols.
Like what kind of protocols?
Well, you've got your core stuff like TCP/IP and UDP/IP, naturally, but then strong encryption via SSL and TLS, secure file transfer with SSH and SFTP, enterprise-level network access control using IEEE 802.1x.
Okay, so it plays nice in corporate networks.
Definitely. It supports both IPv4 and IPv6. It can integrate with corporate IT infrastructure using Active Directory authentication. Setup can be done securely over HTTPS via a web browser. And, crucially, it includes a WolfPad GIO cloud client.
Tying back to that cloud management we just talked about.
Precisely. This extensive protocol support isn't just a list of acronyms. It really underscores its role in secure, managed, enterprise-grade networks. And speaking of security, enterprise-grade security is explicitly listed as a key feature.
What does that actually mean, enterprise-grade security? Buzzword or substance?
Oh, it's substance. It generally implies robust encryption for all its network traffic, user authentication methods that can integrate with existing corporate directories like Active Directory, and protection against common network attacks and vulnerabilities. It's about safeguarding potentially sensitive corporate data and preventing unauthorized users from taking control of the AV systems.
Got it. And memory and processing. Can it handle complex tasks?
It seems well equipped. It's got 2 gigabytes of DDR3L RAM, which is decent. Then there's 4 gigs on a Class 10 microSD card, likely for firmware and the specific application or control project loaded onto it, plus another 4 gigs of eMMC flash memory for the core operating system.
Okay.
And the specs mention a maximum project size of 600 megabytes, That substantial memory and processing capacity tells us this isn't just passively displaying things, it's a capable local processor running complex control logic, handling potentially intricate user interfaces, and delivering really responsive interactions. It's doing more than just showing pixels, it's thinking.
That is a lot of power packed into what looks like just a touchscreen. But what really surprised me when looking through the specs were the advanced streaming and audio features built right in. This isn't just about controlling things, is it? It seems like it can be an active part of the media delivery.
Yeah, this is where it definitely goes beyond being just a simple control panel and starts acting like a proper multimedia hub.
How so?
It includes a built-in streaming decoder. It can handle H.264 or MJPEG video streams. It supports input resolutions up to Full HD, 1920 by 1080, at 30 frames per second with byte rates up to 25 megabits per second. And it uses the standard RTSP protocol for that.
So it can display video feeds directly?
Exactly. Think live feeds from other sources, security camera views within the building, maybe internal video announcements all displayed directly on its screen. It also decodes AAC stereo audio alongside the video.
Okay, so it's a receiver.
But it's not just a receiver, it's also a sender. It has a built-in 5-megapixel camera.
A camera. Interesting.
Yeah, with a 50-degree horizontal field of view. It can output H.264 video at 720p resolution, again using RTSP, and it supports ONVIF discovery, which helps it integrate with video management systems. So it could potentially participate in basic video calls or act as a local surveillance point itself.
Wow. Okay, and audio.
On the audio side, it has a built-in microphone and built-in speakers. It supports Reve SIP intercom, which means it can be used for direct two-way communication, like an intercom point.
Like calling another room or reception.
Precisely. And it even boasts multi-language voice recognition for potential hands-free control. Plus, it can play MP3 audio files for feedback sounds or alerts. These features really transform it from just a passive control interface into an active, interactive communication and monitoring device.
That's quite a feature set. And then there's one more small detail. A USB 2.0 host port for light bar or hallway sign. Seems minor, but what does that tell us?
It might seem small, but it really speaks to its role as a truly integrated device within a larger system, not just a standalone screen. That USB host port allows it to connect to and control external peripherals. Like an LED light bar, maybe mounted outside a meeting room. It can glow red when the room's booked, green when it's free based on the scheduling info shown on the screen, or it could power a small digital sign in the hallway doing the same thing.
Providing status indicators.
Right. This kind of extensibility means it can interact with the physical environment in more dynamic ways, providing extra visual feedback or environmental cues. It really cements its position as a versatile hub for control and communication within that bigger system.
Okay, so we've really drilled down into the touchscreen itself, its design, its capabilities. But it's crucial, as you said, to remember this is one piece of a puzzle. It's designed specifically to manage these WolfPad TV control systems.
Exactly. It's the front end for a bigger solution.
And the sources give us some examples of those systems. There's the WolfPad DirecTV tablet TV control system, one for multiple Apple TVs, one for DirecTV Stream, and even a WolfPad Lite version for Dish, DirecTV, and cable boxes. Some systems even integrate with floor plan views.
Showing a real range of applications, from sports bars managing multiple DirecTV receivers to maybe corporate settings juggling Apple TVs for presentations.
And just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about, these complete WolfPad systems typically range in price from around $1,250 up to $2,500 or more.
Right, so the $600 touchscreen is a key component within these more comprehensive, often quite custom AV controls solutions.
Puts it in perspective. And what about the company behind all this? HDTV Supply, Inc. What do we know about them?
Well, they provide some background. They describe themselves as a 24-year global home for audio and video products. They've been certified since March 2nd, 2003, so they've been around a while.
Established presence.
Yeah, and they're noted as an exceptional top-quality store rated by Google Shopping, which suggests a decent reputation for service and product quality. They also mention that WolfPack and WolfPad are registered trademarks of HDTV Supply.
So this is their own proprietary tech line.
It seems so. They've invested in branding and developing these systems, and perhaps most significantly, from a technical standpoint, they are an HD-based Tanopos Kankate approved adopter of HD-based products.
HD-based, that standard comes up a lot in professional AV. What does that signify for you, the potential user or integrator?
It's a big deal. HD-based is the industry standard for transmitting uncompressed, high-definition video, audio, Ethernet, control signals, and even power, all over a single standard LAN cable, like Cat6. Being an approved adopter means HDTV Supply is committed to these widely recognized interoperability and performance standards.
So their products should, in theory, play well with other HDBaseC certified gear.
Exactly. It signals a dedication to robust performance and compatibility, which is absolutely what you want when you're building complex, potentially multi-vendor AV installations. It provides a level of assurance.
Okay, that definitely gives you a clear sense of the company's background. Established, focused on AV, committed to industry standards. It's not just some random product. It's part of a supported ecosystem from a reputable, long-standing player. That builds confidence, especially when dealing with critical AV infrastructure.
No question. Knowing the pedigree matters.
We've really covered a lot of ground here, peeling back the layers of this WolfPad Hardwired 10 touchscreen. We went from its ultra-clean, adaptable design and that really impressive, intelligent display.
The auto brightness, the wide viewing angles.
Right, then into its rock-solid connectivity, that single-wire CT6, the PoE power delivery.
Which simplifies installation so much.
Absolutely. Then those surprisingly advanced multimedia capabilities, the camera, the mic, the streaming.
Making it more than just a controller.
Yeah, and finally, understanding its key role within that broader WolfPad ecosystem backed by HDTV Supply. It's really a powerful testament, I think, to how specialized, purpose-built hardware forms the true backbone of seamless, reliable control, especially in demanding environments.
If we try and place this in a bigger picture, connected to the broader context, this deep dive really highlights a critical truth, I feel.
Yeah.
True, reliable control, especially in commercial AV or maybe sophisticated smart homes, it often relies on this kind of purpose-built, deeply integrated hardware.
Rather than just, say, an app on a standard tablet.
Exactly. Rather than just another app running on a generic, consumer-grade device that wasn't specifically designed for 247 control tasks. The combination we saw here, the hardwired CT6 connection, the power over Ethernet removing power constraints, the enterprise-level security protocols, those extensive features like the built-in camera, mic, voice recognition.
Yeah.
It makes it crystal clear this isn't just a screen. It's a highly sophisticated command center. It's been meticulously engineered to perform flawlessly in really complex AV environments. It delivers a level of stability, reliability, and integrated functionality that, frankly, generic solutions often just can't match.
So for you listening, for you, the learner, this maybe raises an important question to ponder. In a world that seems increasingly dominated by wireless everything, by software-only solutions, what other overlooked components might be out there?
Good question.
The ones silently orchestrating those seamless tech experiences we kind of take for granted every day. Could some of them also benefit from this level of dedicated hardwired engineering?
Where reliability is absolutely paramount.
Exactly. Think about maybe critical systems in your own life or your work. Perhaps it's home security or specialized medical equipment monitoring vital signs, or maybe high-performance computing setups where downtime is catastrophic. What bespoke solutions might actually demand a specialized rock-solid interface like this WolfPad screen?
Instead of just relying on a generic app.
Right. Instead of a potentially less reliable app-based control that might be vulnerable to Wi-Fi issues or software crashes, it's worth considering the value of purpose-built hardware as you navigate your own increasingly connected spaces. Where does that dedicated reliability truly matter